so proud of you. Okay, I'm not going to go there because I've already ruined my makeup. And I need to be cute just in case y'all decide to take pictures. Okay? All right, Miss Val got me on together with this back there. Thank you very much. All right, listen. For those of you all that don't know me, I'm going to briefly introduce myself. It's your girl, Daniella Coffey. I am your spiritual strategist and your leadership success coach, teaching women globally and internationally how to go from a caterpillar's mentality to a butterfly's mindset. Girl! You gotta get your mind right. Yes, I'm doing it through coaching, and I do it through personal development coaching, professional development coaching, live experiences, as well as, what else I do? Speaking engagement. I forgot about that part. As well as speaking. I'm excited. I'm super excited. Yes, I am married to the same man for 8 years. August 28th next week is our anniversary. With the same king for 12 years. I really did. And I'm proud to say that I did, because if you knew my history, that thing was hard to do. But God is a deliverer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I'm so happy. I'm a happily, people ask me, are you married? And I specify, I'm a happily married woman. I'm a happily married woman. Do we go through our trials and tribulations? Absolutely, we do. But one thing I can say is we know how to sit down and communicate. And communicate is great. But then once I communicate, I need you to take some action on what I communicate. I ain't just got time to talk. I need you to listen to me, and then listen and then take action, and then vice versa. So I thank God. I just have my baby made 6 months today. Her name is Gracie. She is a Yorkie. Y'all laughing? She made 6 months today. Don't do my dog. That's our baby. I had all y'all was like, oh, it sounds like the dog. Yes, I have a 6-month-old. She made 6 months today, and that's my fur baby. I am a proud fur mommy. Come on, girl. I love my baby. I love her to death. So listen, all right, enough of all of that. I just wanted those of you that didn't know who I was, just to get, after they read that long bio. Sometimes you don't realize how much you've gone through and you've done until somebody sits down, and then sometimes we even nervous, like, you gotta read all that. But you know what? I had to get myself together and say, girl, you did that. You did that. Come on, you gotta sometimes encourage yourself. David said, sometimes you just got to encourage yourself and pat yourself on the back and say, yes, you did that. And it's okay to say, yes, you did that. You did that. So listen, really quickly, I promise I got 30 minutes, and I'm probably going to be less than 30 minutes. But I'm going to tell you what I am. I am an energy speaker. I feed off your energy. Okay? So please don't be quiet. Don't be quiet. I don't like you being quiet, because when I take this mic, listen, I bring the energy. I'm unapologetic about that. At one point in my life, I used to diminish who I was and try to dim my light to satisfy folk. Don't do that no more, because now I know who I am and whose I am. Unapologetic Daniella Coffey, the spiritual strategist. And wherever I go, I represent God. And sometimes I ain't even got to call his name, say his name, but when I open my mouth, you know there's a relationship. Oh, I'm so sick of people talking about it, but you ain't being about it. Come on. There should be when you have a relationship, you even start looking like the person that you're in a relationship with. That was some good stuff. That was good. That was good. All right, so listen, I knew I was coming to phenomenal black women, and I knew there was going to be a bunch of educated women in here. So I had to do a lot of homework. I knew Miss Val was here. Got a little nervous, you know, but that's the Miss Val, okay? All right, and I knew Jada, the teacher was here. I had to get my English correct. I sent my notes over to a couple of people like, look, if this ain't right, check my grammar, because, you know, I don't want to come in here talking crazy, okay? Because I don't want them to check me on that. So listen, I really quickly, God has me doing, he just got me all out of my comfort zone. How many can relate to that? How many God just got you out of your comfort zone? You know, don't get all so, saved on me. God is tripping right now. I don't quite know what he's doing and what he up to, but he up to something. And I just, because I've fallen for so long, I just say, God, I surrender. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. It seems that way. And so at one point, I never would call myself a minister because I was looking for man to title me. I was looking for man to lay his hands on me and to approve me. And God says, who did I approve, man? So I just started to really, really be comfortable in the woman and the skin that I'm in. I just started to become comfortable with that. And so today, God, he allowed me because he knew the women that was going to be in this room. Jada got you on her mind. This thing was not about her. She wanted it to be all about you. So I'm gonna have you do a couple of things, some exercising for me, okay? You're gonna move around, you're gonna talk to your sister. So if you want to grab your sister now, look at it and tell her, we're gonna be very familiar when this is over with. If you don't want to be touched, I need you to move to over there, out there. If you don't want to touch your neighbor to touch you, this is what we do in here, okay? All right, I'm just making it very clear. If you put some sanitizer on your hands right quick, if you have that going on. But we're gonna touch each other, is that okay? Yeah. Because I think touching is connection. It's connection. So listen. Because I'm a spiritual strategist, I always gotta go biblical. Come on. Y'all don't mind, do y'all know some of y'all been to church already? I know y'all don't mind. Y'all don't mind. So I'm listening. If you don't understand, if you're not in church and you're not a Christian, you don't understand what I'm saying, you don't know about the Word of God, that's okay. Holler at your girl after this. I'll explain it to you with no problem at all, okay? Because that's my business. That's who I'm about, okay? So listen. If I could, for a minute, I wanted to come from John chapter 5, verse 6 through 9. Y'all already familiar with this story, the man at the pool. Yeah, most of us already know. It says when Jesus saw him, he stretched out by the pool and knew how long he had been there. He said, do you want to get well? Ooh, powerful people ask powerful questions. Powerful people do what? Come on, one more time. Powerful people do what? Ask powerful questions. So he said, do you want to get well? The sick man said, sir, the water is stirred. I don't have anyone to put me in the pool. By the time I get there, somebody else is already in. Oh, suppose the man said to Jesus, that is good. Jesus said, get up. Take up your bedroll. Start walking. The man was healed right there on the spot. He picked up his bedroll and he walked off. Now, if I can tag this talk just for today, I want you to look at your girlfriend on the side. I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Miss Sir. I'm sorry, I did not see you, sir. I thought it was all of us. But if you don't mind, look to if you got your friend on the side, the male on the side, look to the side and say, girl, or man, girl, I'm done with. About to. Hashtag get up and move. I need you to look at your other girlfriend and say, girl, I'm done with. About to. Hashtag get up and move. Ooh, this is going to be some good stuff. How many of us always reminded ourselves every day, somewhere, somehow, we say, girl, I'm about to. Yep, girl, guess what? I'm about to start eating healthy. Yes. Girl, when Monday comes, I'm about to start working out. Yes. Girl, guess what? I'm going to send that email and apply to that new job. Girl, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and send that email. Then we say, girl, I'm going to call my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother. I'm going to call them more often. Come on, girl. I'm about to start working on my business, starting my business. About to start feeling and being secure with myself. I'm about to stop diminishing my fabulousness for others to be comfortable around me. Girl, I'm about to apply for that NFP and that LLC. Just in case you don't know what NFP, that non-for-profit. I'm about to get my money right, girl. Girl, I'm about to make a decision. I'm about to stop being afraid. I'm about to at least man and see if he's married and just say hello. Or girl, I'm about to leave that Negro alone. Yes, God. Yeah, and girl, guess what? Guess what? I'm about to block him or her on social media. Girl, I'm going to stop scrolling so much on Facebook and get some work done.
I'm about to. I'm about to.
Yes, I'm about to do my first live on social media and promote my brand. Did I just hit some nerves right there? I'm about to promote my brand. I'm about to promote my non-for-profit. I'm going to do a Facebook live in a minute. I'm about to. Yes, girl, I'm about to take my first photo shoot as soon as I lose these 25 pounds. I'm about to. This is good stuff. Girl, I'm about to make some time for me. I'm about to start dating again. I'm about to start trusting men and women again. Girl. I'm about to. Come on. I'm about to ask for some help. I'm about to start saying no and create boundaries for myself. Girl. I'm about to stop being so mean and a nasty attitude towards people. I'm about to.
Now that's.
And last but not least,
that's
girl,
tight down.
I'm about to get my mind right. Come on. How many of us can see ourselves in one of those about to? Come on. Tell your neighbor, I see me, girl.
I see me, girl.
Tell your neighbor, tell the other neighbor, I see me, girl. I see me, girl, yes. So I want you to think about this for a moment because I always want to do a thought-provoking message. I want you to think about what area or two in your life that you're standing still, that you consistently keep saying, girl, I'm about to. That's some of our famous word. How do you know that's the famous word? Because guess what? That was my famous word. Girl, I'm about to. Making excuses. How many of us can think about in our personal life, our professional life, our spiritual lives, our physical lives, our financial lives, our emotional lives, and even in our relational lives, and we keep standing still because we keep saying, girl, I'm about to. I'm going to let that sit there for a second because I need you to think about this thing. Because remember, I told you I'm not coming here to play with you. I'm coming for your destiny. Because if you know, listen to me, if you are familiar with where you are, that is your history. Yes, your comfort zone is your history because that's something you're familiar with. But destiny is uncomfortable because it's a place that you've never been before. So I'm coming for your destiny. So I need you to think about that for a second. Think about what area have I been standing still? Did you commit to finish before you committed to start? Yeah. So I'm going to give you three purpose paralysis. Thank you, Ebony, for that. I'm going to give you three purpose paralysis, and I'm sure one of these three, one of my girls, y'all going to see me. Sis, you're going to really see yourself in it. The first one is that paralyzes us, that causes us to continue to say, girl, I'm about to, that causes us to continue to stand still. The first one is procrastination-driven paralysis. Oh, how many of us say, girl, I see myself. I know, if you can't say that, just say ouch. Oh my God, ouch. Come on now, let's just be real. We're going to have real talk, real conversation. Listen, what is procrastination paralysis? It's when the task just never gets done. It's called, you know what? I got plenty of time to do it. Guess what, girl? I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm about to. Girl, I'm about to. The next paralysis is perfectionist-driven paralysis. Look at your girlfriend and say, yep, that's me. Yep, you keep talking about it instead of being about it. You keep going over the same notes over and over and over again. You looked at the colors for your brand 1,500 times. They ain't changed. You keep reverting back to the same color. Instead of going ahead and launching, you keep repeating to yourself, I'm not ready yet. I'm going to get it done tomorrow. tomorrow. Girl, I'm about to. Oh, it's all right to say ouch. So the perfectionist paralysis. And last but not least, then we got the emotional driven paralysis. What does that mean, Daniella? That means I got some insecurities. I got some comparison things going on. Come on, can I dig a little deeper? I even got some jealousy issues. Oh, I'm about to go there. I even got some envy issues. I scroll up and down Facebook and I see that my girlfriend is doing a little bit better than I'm doing, and I can't quite understand why she getting there quicker than me. I looked over and their life ain't quite as good as mine, and it looked like they doing a little bit better than I'm doing. I looked over and her event seems to be sold out, and I'm still trying to sell these tickets. Oh, I'm here by myself. Listen, emotional. Maybe men, y'all don't know nothing about that, but we as women, we know about the emotional roller coaster. So the emotional driven. I'm about to write that book. As soon as I make some time. The emotional driven paralysis. This is good. My dad said when they quiet, that means they thinking. Girl, I'm about to.
I'm done with it.
So since I'm just not the speaker that just likes to give you the problem, we're going to give you a solution. How many want a solution? How many of us want a solution? Come on. Say, get up and move. Come on, tell your other neighbor, get up and move. Listen, I'm about to give you a solution to your problem, and it's going to spell the word move. If you got your pens and the paper, you might want to jot this thing down. The first letter is M. And the first letter means mind shift. Oh, yep, I know y'all hear that word all the time. I know. But ain't it a funny thing how that's how things happen? When you gonna come out of a situation, you got to come out head first. It's got to be a shift in the mind for things to shift in your life. Some of us haven't shifted our minds. That's why we find ourselves in circles. We find ourselves in cycles. We find ourselves in the same relationship, attracting the same people because we have not shifted our minds. So let me tell you a little bit about this amazing machine that God has given us called the brain. It's a three pounds amazing machine. It consumes 20% of oxygen and glucose in our body. It's 73 to 75% of the brain is made of water. Y'all better jot this stuff down. Let me tell you how amazing your brain is. Every minute there's 750 to 100 milliliters of blood that is flowing through your brain. My God, this is some good stuff. Information passes through your brain 250 to 268 miles per hour. You're processing information. Ooh, this is some good stuff. You can process approximately 50,000 thoughts a day. 1,016 processes of thoughts every minute. This is what I'm talking about your brain. That's why your mind is so important. Your mind, your brain, you eat, you walk, you talk, you sleep. You're a problem solver. You're laughing, you store information, you make decisions, sensations, feelings, coordination, behavior, personality, creativity, all happens in the mind. My God, this is good. And so every 7 minutes, the brain gets distracted. And every 7 to 8 seconds, your attention span is lowered. And this is why I really stuck a pin at that really got me kind of fired up, because every 1 to 2 minutes, if the brain does not get the oxygen that it needs within 1 to 2 minutes, guess what? The brain starts to become impaired. And after 4 to 6 minutes, then the brain loses oxygen and then the brain dies. Death takes place. Some of us are in our 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah. Girl, you ain't have to do it like that.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm trying to stay on. I normally don't use those, but I only got a little time. I'm trying to stay on focus, okay? Listen, some of us are in our 1 to 2 minutes. We ain't got time for unproductive relationships. My God. Listen, some of us are in our 1 to 2 minutes that we ain't got time for friendships and people being phony and patting us on the back and they say they love us and they really don't love us. Some of us, we ain't got time not to say no to certain people and certain things. I ain't got time to play with you because I'm in my 1 to 2 minutes of my business. I'm in my 1 to 2 minutes of my vision. I ain't got time to play with you.
Come on.
I ain't got time to be filtering my life and trying to see what's the best picture. Sometimes I just gotta post it the way it is.
Come on.
I ain't got time to be phony. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to say I love you and I really don't. I don't have time not to confront a thing because I need to conquer it. I ain't got time for that because I'm in my 1 to 2 minute stage. I ain't got time for excuses and blame because my mama wasn't there, my daddy wasn't there. That's their issue and their problem. I ain't got time for that.
Yes.
I don't have time for that because I'm in the critical stage of my life. I got 1 to 2 minutes and time does not belong to me. I don't have time for that. Just this week alone, I buried my 62-year-old cousin in perfect health, started losing weight, doing absolutely fine. And guess what I found out when I went down to bury her? I asked my cousin, I said, what happened? She was in perfect health. Nothing was wrong with her. As a matter of fact, the doctor took her off the high blood pressure medicine. I didn't quite understand this. And this was a cousin I was very close to. So when I went down there, I asked her, I said, what happened? And she said to me, I think my mother died from a broken heart.
Wow.
See, I don't have time to not forgive you and hold on to a grudge because you stepped on my toe. Okay. I don't have time for that. I don't have time not to speak to my mother, my father, my sister, and my brother and hold on to things and harbor things and have a wound and continue to pick at it. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to waste energy being mad and upset at you. I don't have time for that.
Come on.
62 years old. And I asked them, well, what happened? And they said she got on her knees and she began to pray. This is some good stuff. She was praying on her knees. And so that's what she did every night. She was in the right position. And what happened was her husband, he thought she was still praying. So he peeped in and she was still on her knees praying. So he politely closed the door. He came back again and it was about 30 minutes later. She was still on her knees in the right position. But guess what happened? If I could just really speak to her, I would ask her, girl, what was that prayer about? Because immediately God took her in the right position. Now I'm going to ask you a question. What position is he going to find you in?
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord.
I mean, walk life.
Yeah.
What position will he find you in? Do you have that kind of relationship where you can talk to him and he comes immediately? I ain't bolding or I ain't boasting, but I know when I begin to pray and talk to my master, he hears me when I pray. He said, oh, that's my girl Daniella. She's praying. That's my daughter. She's seeking my face for something. That's my baby girl. She crying about something. That's my girl there. What position will he find you in? Are you wasting your time sleeping in a bed with a man that does not belong to you? What position will he find you in? Have you harbored some unforgiveness in your heart for something that happened 10, 12, 20 years ago? What position will he find you in? Girl, I'm done with about you. So the first one is mindset. There was another point that I got about the brain, because I stay so much on the brain because I talk about girl, get your mind right, and I talk about girl, I'm done with about to. I did not know that the brain, that the heart can stop up to 6 minutes and the brain still functions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why CPR, how much time did I got, Jada? That's why CPR is so important. Yep, I'm coming for you. Somebody about to get this thing. Listen, CPR is so important because what they do is they apply pressure to the chest in order to get the heart back functioning, right? We know what CPR is, right? When we apply pressure to the chest in order to get the blood to flow back to the brain. Okay, thank you. In order to get the blood to flow back to the brain. But listen, this is what happened. Some of us are under a lot of pressure. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out, what am I doing? What, God, what are you up to? It seems like everything is falling apart. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. There's a burning and a yearning on the inside of me. I know I got a non-profit in me. I know I got a business in me. I know I'm an entrepreneur. What to do next? And what God does, he applies the pressure. Because without the pressure, you cannot get the blood flow. So my next thing is the O is outcome focus. Say with me, outcome focus. See, you must be moving in the direction in which you see. You have to have seen it before you see it. I'm gonna move right along because I only got a little more time. The thing is vulnerable. Yeah, this is where I stopped at right here when he gave me vulnerable. I'm not saying being the victim, but I am saying being vulnerable. Some of us, we got the I'm okay-itis. We got the I'm good syndrome, and you know you ain't good. Come on, get your life. Somebody is offering you help, and instead of you taking the help, you continue to tell them, girl, I'm good. Somebody asks you how you doing today, you say, girl, I'm good. Suppose the man had said he wasn't honest with himself at the pool of Bethesda, had been there for 38 years. Suppose when Jesus asked him, did he want to be made whole? He said, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. Vulnerable. Vulnerable is the V. And then the next one is E. E is empower. Empower, because I knew I was going to be here with Jada, and I know that Jada is a teacher, and honey, she is one of the best. So I had to do my homework on what does the prefix. As a matter of fact, I had to figure out what prefix meant again. Yeah, I had to do my homework, and I knew EM prefix means to bring to a certain state. So, most of us are seeking platforms instead of power. We're seeking platforms instead of power. Listen, you need power to stay on the platform.
Come on.
See, miracles, signs, and wonders ain't following nobody because we don't have power no more. We're seeking platforms and statuses.
Come on.
But I asked God, I said to him, I said, God, if you would just give me the power, when I open my mouth and I lay hand on the sick and they recover, when I touch my sister and she has cancer and cancer will diminish, just work through me, God. If you never give me a platform, work through me. Power. That's why we go to this one and that one and the other. Come on, I'm guilty. I can tell you I spent over $52,000 seeking platforms. Oh yeah, I'm going to touch on some toes today. I got to tell you my testimony. Seeking platforms when God had to sit me down and sabbatical me and speak to me and said, I blessed you, I kept you, I anointed you, and you looking for man to give you something that only I can do. I am the connector. I can bring your name up when you sleep. I drop your name in somebody's spirit to pick up the phone and call you the next day and say, Lord, I got a blessing for you. Oh, he had to check me first because I was seeking platforms. And let me tell you, if you don't humble yourself, God will humble you.
Yes, he
And let
will.
me tell you, my brothers and sisters, you better humble you. Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
You better humble you. All right, I'm almost done. Girl, I'm done with about to. Last but not least, empower. There's two things I need you to empower, and that is your language and your system. And I'm out of here. I'm about to close. Your language and your system. What are you saying about you? Your language reveals the content of your mind, and your mind reveals the content of your actions. I can tell by you acting is about how you're thinking. Yeah, so your language. There's life and death in the power of the what? Of the tongue. Come on, I got some Bible readers. The system. Your system is your circle. Ooh, you are the repeat of the company that you keep. My God. Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble.
Come on. That's the word. Come on.
In my closing, I need you to be done with about to. No more procrastinating. I want you to hear this in your sleep when you wake up in the morning. I want to hear all of this. No, I'm done with about to. Every time you fix your mouth to tell somebody I'm about to, I want you to say, girl, I'm done. I did it. It's time out for playing. Somebody is waiting on you. First, you are waiting on you. And somebody else is waiting on you. Phenomenal black women, we just move a little different in the world. We don't move like everybody else. Stop trying to fit in. You are a peculiar woman. You will never fit in. You were born to be peculiar. You were born to stand out. You were born to not fit in. You were born not to be liked by everybody. The Bible says, woe unto the man that everybody speaks well of. And everybody talking good about you, whoa.
That's the Bible.
When you walk in the room, don't try to be liked by everybody. I'm not connected. I'm not for everybody. It took me a long time to get here. I'm not for everybody. But greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You may not like me, but you got to respect who lives in me. So in my closing, girl, I'm done with about to. One more time, girl, I'm done with about to. Snap and not in the face. Have that the girl next to you and say, girl, I'm done with about to. Come on, let's stop. Stand up on your feet and clap your hands. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. Listen, I asked Jada permission to do this before I